everybody and welcome back to Games for Dads and another top 10 video. Today we are going to be counting down the top 10 debuff or damage cards, whatever you prefer to call them. Anyhow, let's get straight into our top 10 and have a look at, whoa, what was that? Number 10, Litops. What a cool card this is. Limited legendary card, 6 for 47. If you're winning the round, your opponent's cards in hand lose minus 15 this turn. And if you are losing the round, your opponent's cards in hand lose minus 25 this turn. So you're going to do quite a little bit of damage on that if you're winning or losing. So that makes our chart at number 10, Litops. All bright, vibrant card there as well. I like that picture. Okay, number 9. Everybody should know this card. One of our cool favourite cards, Arthroplura. On the play, your opponent's cards in hand with 45 or more base power lose minus 30 this turn and next turn. Absolutely awesome. You're going to do a lot of debuffing or damage with Arthroplura. Arthroplura. Can't talk at the moment. Anyhow, he makes our chart at number 9. Cool card, like that one. Quite difficult to get as well actually, but definitely worth considering. Number 8, what have we got at number 8? What a cool card, Chrono photographic gun. The card opposite this loses minus 100 this turn. So the key obviously with Chrono photographic gun is to make sure you aim it properly and aim it at one of those high scoring cards off your opponent. Definitely worth putting in our top 10, and he squeezes in comfortably in, I guess, at number 8. That's the Chrono photographic gun. Interesting card, that one. Number 7 on our top 10 countdown is Yellow Jacket. Amazing card, this one. Card that you might want to hold because on the start your opponent's cards in hand lose minus 5 until played, but then when you do play it, your opponent's cards in hand lose minus 24 this turn. So really awesome damage card, that one. That's Yellow Jacket. Like I said, really good card to hold, but when you need to get those points taken off your opponent, then you can play him and get that 24 of all of his cards. So Yellow Jacket makes the chart at number 7. Number 6, another favourite of everybody, Iron Maiden. Another card to hold. At the start, an opponent's random card in hand loses minus 25 power this round, and a random card in your hand gains 15 this round. Absolutely amazing. And then on return, for every round completed this game, gain 1 energy permanent. That's Iron Maiden. Absolutely amazing card if you want to do some damage to your opponent. Easily makes our chart, and he's there at number 6. Cool card, very difficult to get as well actually, Iron Maiden. Number 5, everybody should have this card. It is absolutely amazing. On the draw, your opponent's cards in hand with 50 or more base power lose minus 49 power and cost minus 1 energy for 2 turns. What an amazing card. And he fits in the tiny decks because he's 0 for 1. So it doesn't cost you anything to play. Definitely worth having in decks, especially if you are trying to do maximum damage to your opponent. Moving on then, what is next? At number 4, quite a new card this one, Longsword. Really popular card, definitely makes our top 10. On the play, if played in the middle slot, and that's the bit I quite often forget, between any 2 cards, your opponent loses 100 power this turn. And the only downside on this is on the return, your weapons of choice cards, which this one is, wherever they are, cost plus 4 until play. So it does get quite expensive to play, but that 100 power damage, absolutely amazing. Number 3, what a cool card. Everybody's got this one, or I hope everybody's got this card. General Sherman. On the play, your opponent's cards, wherever they are, with 50 or more base power, lose minus 30 this round. Still amazing card, General Sherman. A 7 for 90. Not too difficult to get these days. There's quite a lot of them going around. They still trade quite well, but definitely if you're trying to do damage to your opponent, General Sherman is a great card. Number 2. Anybody worked out this yet? Number 2, everybody's favourite, or I should say everybody's most hated card, Shinigami. On the play, if it's the 13th turn of the game or before, a random opponent's card in play loses minus 500 power. Absolutely devastating. Massive damage or debuff to your opponent there. The only thing there is it is in play, but you can't actually aim it like you used to be able to. And if it's turn 14 or 15, then this card loses minus 500. Okay, before we move on to number 1, let's have a look at some honourable mentions. This card I love, Decimation. On the play, if you're losing a round, a random card in either player's hand loses minus 300 this turn. And this is revealed before scoring, so you can make sure where that minus 300 is going to hit before you play that card. It is a bit hit or miss, but definitely worth an honourable mention for our debuff damage cards. And this one, purely because of the number of bird cards in there, Arthroplura, Kill a Mockingbird. Great card. Your opponent's birds and seabirds cards, wherever they are, lose minus 25 for 2 turns. And you'll shake up the system cards in hand, gain plus 14 at this turn. So if you want to do some damage to those bird decks, Arthroplura is the way to go. Haven't seen it being played that often. I don't know why, but it is absolutely amazing. As is, another honourable mention goes to Dwarf. On the play, your cards in hand gain plus 15 and your opponent's cards in hand lose minus 15 this turn. So pretty useful card, 3 for 0. So you can kind of get in a budget or a tiny deck, whatever you want to call it. And Koala, another card that gets an honourable mention, 4 for 29. He's a limited ledge. On the play, your opponent's cards in hand lose minus 20 this turn. So you're basically knocking off 60 power from your opponent when you play Koala. Sea Sheep definitely has an honourable mention. Your opponent's cards in hand with 41 or more base power lose minus 30 this turn. Not a bad card at all, especially if it's a high energy week. You can really do some serious damage with Sea Sheep. That's a fusion card, so pretty easy to make. Another honourable mention, I think we got a couple more. Yeah, this one, a new card or newish card, another fusion card, the Great Emu War. For every bird card in your deck, your opponent's card in hand lose minus 3 this turn. So if you want to do some damage and you are playing a bird deck, unfortunately, then Great Emu War is definitely a card to consider. And Lemons, what a cool card this one is. A random opponent's card, wherever it is, loses minus 100 for 5 turns. You can have a lot of fun with that card because people don't often realise they've been hit for 100 power. Okay, let's move on and have a look at our number 1 damage and debuff card. Can you work it out? It has to be this one, Bobbit Worm. Probably one of the strongest cards still in the game. On the return, all cards, wherever they are, including yours, with 50 or more base power, lose minus 25 until play. So on a high energy week or up against a boxing deck, this Bobbit Worm can be absolutely devastating. Definitely, in my opinion, is number 1 in the damage and debuff category. But there we go, that is our top 10. As always, I'm sure you disagree or you have your own ideas, or probably I may have missed a couple of cards. Do let me know in the comments, because I am actually interested to find out what other people think. But in the meantime, enjoy our other top 10 videos. We've got loads coming up this week. It is top 10 week. And in the meantime, enjoy Q, and we will see you all soon. Take care. Bye.